Hey everyone, three guesses what we're talking about this week. Oh, God, that's tight. So, as you can probably guess, I have seen it. This review will be a spoiler-full review, so I'm recording it on the Monday after it came out on the Wednesday the week before. So I'm going to give it a week. I'll probably put this up around about Christmas Day-ish or Christmas Eve probably, just so everyone's got a bit of time to actually see the film. Yeah, I've seen it twice so far. It's fantastic. I loved everything about it. Usually, I'm not a big Tom Holland fan, but so yeah, so I got round to seeing Spider-Man: No Way Home on Wednesday when it first came out. I loved it. I'm not usually a big Tom Holland fan, but this one won me over. Like this one made me feel like, you know what, he is a really good Peter Parker and he's a really good Spidey. Um, there was lots of other things, we sort of Easter eggs thrown in there. But what am I saying? This is a spoiler one. I'm just going to talk about them. So first one, um, Matt Murdock out of nowhere. Like I was like, okay, yes. Um, that was really cool to see Charlie Cox back as Daredevil. Well, technically Daredevil. He was there as Peter's lawyer, but still, like, yes. And then on the same day on the Hawkeye show, we also got Kingpin as well. So if we've got them ones back, it'll not be long till we finally get the Punisher back, hopefully. Um, what else? Obviously, his new sort. Well, I say new sort of suit. He's sort of melding of the two suits, like the nano nanotech and the like the one he had in Far From Home. Like that, I like the look of that sort of Iron Spider sort of look on him. That was pretty cool. Everybody know like all the villains coming back from the previous two Spider-Man series. That was pretty fucking cool as well. It would have been cool to see another one just so we had a Sinister Six. Like we could even just have had Rhino in there, just finally give him the time that he needs. Or you could have Vulture or Shocker, but not complaining with the cast that we got. Not complaining at all. Absolutely loved it. And Willem Dafoe back as Green Goblin, like that was after watching it last night because this is now Monday. I went with that on Sunday night to see it with Robin, my wee one. I say wee one, she's 14 now, but we went last night, and then when we got home, she was like, "I really want to watch the old Spider-Man movies as well now," and I was like, "Netflix." So we sat down and we watched the first Tobey Maguire, and Willem Dafoe, and that is he's brilliant. Like I still don't understand why he's never been cast as the Joker. Like he's got that face, he's got the laugh, he's perfect. But he is iconic as Green Goblin as well, so no complaints from this side. And obviously the big spoiler that we all knew was going to happen, but we were just on the off chance like maybe it won't. When the boys show up, and when I say the boys, you know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield show up in Ned's Nuna's house, and then you start shooting webs at each other and stuff, and then Andrew Garfield's cleaning up spider webs in the corner of the room. It's just, I didn't realize I needed that. It was perfect. Um, Aunt May as well. Like, there's been very few films that have ever made me physically cry. Like, I'm very emotional at times, but I've never really cried in a cinema. Mostly because mostly Marvel movies are the ones that I have cried at. I will admit, like in Infinity War, Endgame. I've cried at the fucking opening scene at Endgame for when the Hawkeye's family disappeared. Like, that's how fucking bad I was. Um, No Way Home when Aunt May died. No Way Home at the very end when Peter tries doesn't decides to keep everything a secret as well. That was pretty fucking heart wrenching. I think the only other one apart from that is the Iron Giant, just purely because that's an emotional mess, that one. But aye, so a real tearjerker, this one. Hopefully see Tom Holland again in the future. I'm not really sure what the plans are for him in the future, but here's hoping he's back as Spidey. I've heard rumours that Kevin Feige's confirmed that Spider-Man 4's in the works, but you know, that's the internet for you. You don't want to believe everything. But I really hope that's true. I really do, because he's actually he's grown on me. Like, Andrew Garfield, I'll admit, is still one of my favourite Spider-Men, but Tom Holland is a very, very close second after this movie. The whole sort of scene at the very end when they're fighting on the Statue of Liberty and they're fighting all the villains at once, and there's Electro, there's the Lizard, Sandman, Doc Ock, and Green Goblin, and they've all got cures and they're all trying to cure them. I was like, that's definitely Peter Parker. That's definitely something he would do in the comics. He wouldn't just send them back. He would try and help them. It does get a wee bit darker when Goblin turns up because he's the one that Aunt May, but also Andy Garfield gets a good wee bit of redemption for the whole Gwen situation when MJ falls. So like we were all speculating on it in the trailer when we seen that scene where MJ's falling and Peter's going after her, and then like what happens is Green Goblin out of nowhere takes out Peter, and you're just like, oh shit, she's going to die, and then it just cuts to Andrew Garfield screaming no, and he just belts it and rescues her, and then he just starts crying because he's caught her, and she's like, are you okay? That was really cool. Like, I really like that nod to the old Amazing Spider-Man. I say old, it's only about 5. How old is that? Nearly 10 years, damn. But I really loved the movie. Really big Spidey fan. I even went and dug this out just for this review. I'll need to seriously start working out again because fucking hell, it's hanging off me. I need to start eating more. But yeah, really loved the movie. Really loved the whole story. Loved everything about it. Loved all the Easter eggs. I'm probably going to find more Easter eggs when it comes out on either Disney Plus or Blu-ray or whatever. It's one I'm definitely going to be buying. Yeah, there's very few DVDs or Blu-rays that I have that I feel like, do you know what? I'm going to make sure I get that because, obviously DVDs and Blu-rays are a bit of a thing in the past nowadays, but that's still up there as one of my. I'm definitely going to have to get this on some sort of physical copy because it was a brilliant movie. It made me fall in love with Spider-Man all over again. And no need for the Alphabet Mafia to come after me there, but yeah, Spidey, Defo's one to go see if you haven't seen it already, and if you have, I hope you enjoyed this review. I got suited up for this. I also found my web shooters. I forgot I actually still had these. But yeah, great movie. Give it I honestly I'd give it a 10 out of 10. Like, only bad thing I can say about it is obviously no Stan Lee cameo, and it's one of the films I think if Stan was still alive, he would have loved it. He would have loved it. But yeah, so bud. Yeah, it's a really good movie, and I can't wait to see what else they're going to do with them. No, like the very end scene is kind of reminiscent of the Spider-Man game on PS4, where it's him. He's getting ready. He's looking at the police scanner on his phone, and then you see him go past a sewing machine where he's made a new suit, and then he shoots out into the snow, and it's like that whole scene is like the scene from Spider-Man, the game. I don't know if that's the part, like, because there was a thing going about Tom Holland making sure that there was a reference to the game in the movie. I don't know if that's it, but it's very close to it, so I'm going to assume that's it. But it was really cool, and in fact, there was even one wee tiny thing I forgot to mention. They did the whole pointing thing. It wasn't as in your face as the memes, but they did it, and also in that sort of scene, they also did. The thing that we were all kind of talking about in the memes about how Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland Spider-Man have to use web shooters, whereas Tobey Maguire doesn't. And Tobey's like, what's that for? And he's like, he just shows them how to do it. And then they're like, we can't do that. that does it come out of everywhere? But like, there's a good 5 minutes where it is basically just the internet between the three of these boys just talking to each other, and it's fantastic. Like, I love it. But yeah, like, I hope you enjoyed this review, and yeah. Right. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this review. If you're listening to this on Spotify, it is also on the YouTube, so you'll be able to see me in my Spider-Man costume. If that's not a selling point, I don't know what is. Yeah, so if you get a chance before the end of the year, before it goes out of cinemas, go see it in the cinema. It's one of those ones I'm glad I went to see in the cinema, and I didn't regret it by waiting. There's been a few movies like that for me in the past, like Greatest Showman and other things. So I try and make sure that I'm going to cinema. But this is the first one I went to post-COVID or post-pandemic, I guess. We're still in the middle of COVID. But yeah, it was good to go see out with people. Obviously, the cinema wasn't absolutely packed, which was a good thing as well. But as long as you kind of abide by the rules, man, like you're well good. But definitely go see it if you can. If you can't, it'll be out on Disney Plus sooner or later. I think Spider-Man movies on Disney Plus. Someone check that for me. But yeah, so we will hopefully get another couple of reviews up sooner or later. I'm definitely going to be doing. There's a lot more movies and shows coming out over the next few months. I don't think Batman's out till March at least. And then there's also other stuff like Lightyear, Scream, Book of Boba Fett. That's probably going to be my next one. Be able to do Obi-Wan as well next year. But yeah, so if you don't get if I don't put anything else up after this, have a great New Year, have a great Christmas, and enjoy the rest of the holidays that are going on about this time of year. And thanks for watching. Bye!